Hey guys, thank you for coming into my channel, Ingrid Fitness Power. We're going to talk about a very important topic today, and that's about your hips. I'm also going to be showing you different stretches and exercises for your hip. This is for us to have a better flexibility, for a better movement, and to avoid any type of injuries and any type of falls. The articulation of your hip belongs to the trunk. It's connected to the trunk, which is related to your hip bone and to the femur. That means your trunk is connected to the lower extremities. It's also surrounded by muscle, and it also supports the weight of your body in those dynamic and static postures. The articulations has a fibrous capsule, which is the synovium. And that capsule is covered with a membrane, which is the synovial, which is a lubrication for your joints, which will give us a better movement of your bones. Our knees are very important because it's one of the most important articulations in our body because it receives the most impact. And it also allows us to do different movements like running, walking, flexing, extending, and also bending down. So it's very important for us to take care of our knees since it's the one that takes the most impact. Therefore, we have to start working on our hips. So I'm going to start showing you different exercises. We're going to start on the chair for those who cannot go on the floor or it's very difficult for them to be standing. So we'll grab a chair and I'll show you a few. So I'm going to demonstrate it and then I will tell you like up to how many seconds you can do. So we're going to start by lifting those feet off the floor, bringing those knees up. We want to have a nice posture here, keeping your back nice and neutral. Tuck your tummy in. Here, we're working the hip flexors. So we're warming up the hip flexors. Before we start with stretches, we always want to start with a dynamic warm-up. We don't want to go straight into a stretch because we can cause injuries to our ligaments and tendons. So we don't want to do that. So we can start here with a nice little march, and you can always do this for 30 seconds. Then we can do external rotations of your hips for about 10 to 15 reps. We can also do internal rotation of the hips. So it's about 10 to 15 per leg. If it's very difficult for you to bring your knee up and open those hips into a big external rotation, it's okay. We do small little rotations going out. And then small rotations to come in. You can also hold a chair on the side. If it's very hard for you to stay in a vertical sit and keeping that back neutral, so you can just tuck the tummy in, pelvic in, and just come all the way back, just a tiny bit here, just to kind of release any type of tension on the lower back. The other one is lifting and taking out, and bringing in. Bringing your foot down, lifting, taking it lateral, and dropping that foot down as well. So in and out. So you're doing an external and internal rotation of the hip here. You want to do about 10 to 15. This will help you on your hips for that flexibility to start opening up those hips. So we're doing internal and external rotation. We can also bring your legs out, wide legs, hips open, and your knees and toes slightly out. So you want to start opening your hips with small little pulses here. If you need to start here, that's fine. Just small little pulses, bringing your hands inside the knees. And then you can do a small progression by opening the hips a little bit more here. And then in that other progression, you can open a little bit wider. Let's go wide here. And then we can hinge forward 45-degree angle. We can still bring those hands inside your knees, push those knees away. And we can hold it here about 10 to 15 seconds. You just hold, and you're also stretching your inner thighs. You hold it, tuck your tummy in, keep your back nice and neutral. And release. Great. You can also do a lift, a leg lift, keeping that leg nice and straight, toes pointing up, heel down, lift. It's also working your abdominal area. You can also, again, bring your hands underneath the chair to the side of the chair, lean back a little bit, and lift. And again, and you can do about 10 to 15 per leg, down and up. Great. So these are different exercises and different little stretches that you can do. The stretches are more static, where you can just hold for 10 to 15 minutes. And dynamic ones are where we here and bring it in and out, coming up and down. So now we can come to a stance. You can use the chair for support. If not, you don't have to. But this is to kind of give that visual to those people that it's very difficult to stand in a vertical position without holding into something. So it will help them with balance and support to make them feel comfortable. But if you don't need it, that's fine. You don't have to. And I'm just going to show you the different movements that our hips can do. So we have the abduction and abduction of your hips. Taking that leg lateral. You can face the chair, or you can come to the side, or you can just let go of the chair if you don't need any support. So we're just doing an abduction, releasing the leg from the midline of your body. Abduction is when you bring in the leg into the midline of the body. You can do about 10 to 15 repetitions. We can also do hip extensions. So it's bringing the leg back up straight. It's also working your glutes and your hamstrings. But this is a hip extension. You can do about 10 to 15. You can also do a fire hydrant, which is bending your knee, your foot into a dorsiflexion, and come out to the side. Slow and control, 10 to 15 repetitions. Great. Another one can be bringing your legs wide, just like we were doing it on the chair, toes and knees slightly out, and we're just gonna come up and down, up and down. If you cannot open your hips that wide, that's fine. You can start right here, your heels under the hips or your heels under the shoulders, and do small little movements here. And even when we have those legs nice and wide, we still want to do small little range of motion. We don't want to do any big movements here. Just flex those knees, up and down. Keeping your back always straight, looking forward. You don't want to tuck your chin to the chest because you'll be blocking your airways. And you don't want to extend your neck because you can put a lot of strain on your neck. You don't want to do that, so you tuck your tummy in, keep your back nice and neutral. And you can do about 10 to 15. Now, you can also bring your legs nice and wide, just like we did on the chair. You can hold the chair again, and you can come down, almost into a 90-degree angle. And you can hinge forward, bring your hands to the knees, push the knees away. And this is a static hold, static stretch. You can hold it 10 to 20 seconds. You can also rotate to one side, push that one leg, open that hip. And you're also gonna feel it on your inner thighs. And release. So you can do that about 10 to 15 seconds. I'm gonna show you a few on the floor. If it's very difficult and challenging for you to get on the floor, it's okay, you don't have to. You can do it from your sofa or from your bed. Fit your own needs. So we're gonna go to the floor and we're gonna do some hip bridges. Again, you can do this from your sofa or from your bed. So I want you to Tuck your tummy in, driving the navel into the spine. Bring your arms down to the side, palms facing down, head to the ground and shoulders. Slowly, we're gonna lift your hips into a bridge, and we're gonna squeeze your glutes and release. You can do about 10 to 15 of these, and it's also helping you straighten your pelvic floor. So this is a nice movement for your hips. It works your glutes, your hamstrings, your abs. So it's a nice little exercise, a nice workout here. So it's about 10 to 15. Every time you lift your hips up, I want you to breathe in through your nose. When you release, exhale through your mouth. So inhale and exhale and squeeze on the top. 10 to 15. Great. For another nice little workout for your hips is to bring your knee into your chest and open that hip. And you can hold it 10 to 20 seconds. You can also be dynamic by opening that hip. Open and close. Open and close. So if you have any type of lower back problems or any type of injuries, you can stay here, laying on the floor, chest facing up. You can also do those hip rotations, external rotations. You can do 10 to 15, or you can do external to internal. Here we can also take the knee out, bring your foot in, hold it here in a static stretch between 10 to 20 seconds. And you can start with small progressions. Some people it's very hard, they don't have that flexibility on their hips, and they can probably reach up to here. That's fine. I want you to stay here between 10 to 20 seconds. And I want you to do this for 1 week, 2 weeks, until you feel comfortable and when you feel that your hip is ready to open a little bit more. Everything is baby steps. You don't have to rush through it, but it's very important to start now, don't wait for later. So if you hear, that's fine, 10 to 20 seconds, then later you're going to be holding your knee, and that's a great opening on your hip. And then the next progression can be lowering that hand right here to your ankle, holding it right here, opening that hip a little bit more. And then the next progression, you can just bring your other hand and bring your foot all the way in, opening that hip nice and wide, holding it for 10 to 20 seconds. I know you guys can do it. Progression to progression, modification to a progression. So fit your own needs, work through your own abilities. So you hold it, and then you can do that 10 to 20 seconds per leg. So you can also do it in a sitting position where we can just open that hip, extend that other leg, bring your foot in, and again, start slowly. You start here, right? And then you lift a little bit more until you're able to open that hip a little bit wider. We can also lean back right here, place your hands on the floor, and do those nice hip rotations. Hip rotations. Or internal rotations. And here you can do 10 to 15. We can also do those butterflies where we can bring your feet together and we can hinge forward and just move those knees, those legs up and down, up and down. So this is a very nice way, and then we can start hinging forward little by little and start bringing those knees up and down here. Alright guys, let's go ahead and turn around. I'm going to show you a different one here, which is the child pose. The child pose, we're going to come into a 4-point position, hands on the ground, and we're just going to keep your knees under the hips, and we're just going to go back and forward in a rocking position here. We're going to rock back and forward. So this is a basic move here, and then little by little, we're just going to move those hands away, keep rocking. And again, you can do 10 to 15 or 10 to 20 seconds. And then we're going to go into another progression. Front and back, front and back. From here, we're going to do another little hands forward. And now we're gonna pull the hips all the way back until we sit on our heels. It's helping to stretch the lower back, your shoulders, your arms, your lats, everything. And release. From here, this is your basic, right? This is your basic child pose. You start rocking forward and back, little by little, releasing those hands, coming forward. Then we can open those hips a little bit wider, right? We can open here and go front and back. Small little movements, starting with the hands under the shoulders. We can do 10 to 15, then we can start moving forward. And you can stay on this position for a week or two. Whenever you start feeling comfortable, that's when you start moving those hands forward. And sitting back. And then another again, move those hands, coming forward. We can do bigger movements here. And one more. Until we come into a static stretch and hold it all the way back. Hold it here, it's all the way back. You can hold it between 10 to 15 seconds. Keep your neck nice and neutral, aligned to the spine. Keeping your head between your shoulders. And release. You can bring your hands in. Bring your knees in, closing your hips. And the last one that you guys can do is keeping one knee to the ground, the other leg foot on the ground, and you're gonna keep that heel under the knee, right? And we're gonna be into that 90-degree angle. Now we're gonna hinge forward, flex the spine, drop that hand down, that opposite hand, and we're just gonna bring that other hand into the knee and do little pulses, open and close, small openings here. This is basic. The next one will be bringing your foot a little bit forward here. And now we're just gonna start stretching that hip flexor and extensor as well. And we're just gonna open and close, open and close. The next progression will be that static hold, opening that hip completely. Push it away. Here you can hold between 10 to 20 seconds. And you release. Alrighty guys. So these are different movements that you can do 3 times a week, and you don't need any type of weights. It's just your own body weight. We're not doing cardio here. It's just working on your hips, connecting with your hips, with your joints, opening them up, creating that flexibility to create a better movement, because we definitely need our hips. Why? Because again, what's the major part of your body that takes most of the impact? Your knees. So if we don't take care of the hips, guess what? If we don't have a good flexibility and movement, we won't be able to not even walk forward, right? Or take lateral steps. There will be so small movements that we won't be able to lift. You see, when we walk, right, and we lift those feet pretty good, right, to walk, we're using the hip flexors. But if we kind of drag those feet, guess what you're doing? You're gonna trip. Also, when you have to lift that foot up to go up a stair or to a sidewalk, you have to have that flexibility from your hip flexors. So that's why it's so important, everyone, to work on your hips. Later on, we'll be talking also about the benefits of squatting, why it's so important to integrate squats into our workouts. Stay tuned, keep coming into my channel. I hope you like it. Give me those thumbs up, share it with your friends and family. Thank you guys for being in my channel, Ingrid Fitness Power. Thank you, everyone.